Let's see what to bump. What a bump. What a bump. What a bump, 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 bump. Alright, getting this all cleaned down a little bit. There we go. Sweet. Oh, man, my goodness. Get so bowl loaded up, decompress all the shit from work, and yeah. It was just like a weird mixed day for work too. It was like slow for the most part, but when people showed up, it got fucking busy. It's like, goddamn, can we not have like this fucking bullshit where, you know, we got like absurd, nonsensical, like dead periods and then just random bursts of an ambush, of a rush. I hate that shit. It'd be annoying. And also, surprisingly, fucking 7-Eleven was like temporarily closed, at least for a second, not for that long. Hey, hey, what's up? Little goof making noises over there. Get this all fixed up here. Frolic forth here. There we go. There we go, much better. Also, like today, I had some like weird people for customer stay, honestly. Like, I had people that were just like very brusque and just like super dismissive, like, fuck you type of attitude. It would literally be like, never mind, forget it type of, you know, mentality, just because I guess looked like I wasn't doing anything, even though I was. Like, I had one lady initially be like, you working there or are you just packing, when it came to like condensing all of our cardboard so it's not a mess and piled everywhere. And I kind of looked up and I had half the mind to be like, packing is working here, you know, back here, you know, because it's like I need to do it, especially because it's a mess. I just kind of showed it's like, well, yeah, I'm, you know, working trying to get this all packed in because it's kind of a mess. She kind of looked just like, yeah, looks like it, but, you know. And I was like, I just, before she said anything else, you know, after that, I was like, hey, you know, if you need it, I can grab you real quick. And she was like, okay, I just need this. And because I knew she was probably going to say something, I just kind of sat there like, yeah, I'm just dealing with this really quick. And just, that was it. And like, I mean, but I just knew that obviously wasn't going to fly, so I was going to make sure I caught that before it happened, because I was not going to be dealing with that. And then there's like another old dude that was just like, you want half trying, and I was like, okay. And my coworker just mentioned, she's like, oh, we actually have that already pre-sliced. So, you know, I was like, oh, okay. I looked, and we did. I was like, oh, we have some pre-slice over here, if that's fine. He just kind of looks at me, and while I'm getting my gloves on, he's like, you know, forget it, and just walked away. I was like, I just literally, like, looked at her and looked back at myself, just like, what the fuck? Okay. He couldn't just said, no, I'd rather have a fresh cut. And I just would have been like, okay. I just would have cut it up fresh. But man, dude, some people are just like straight up fucking weirdos sometimes. You fucking goof. What are you doing? Jeez. Swinging the door like all back and forth. Are you disgruntled or something there, dog? Oh my god. Jeez. My goodness. Crazy little mutt. Ah, nice. Okay. What's going on for the internet today? Besides being Sunday, so that's probably just slow as shit. Nothing really happening anyway. But I suppose there's at least, you know, bound to be at least a little something we can look at. But usually there really isn't. This Sundays just seriously fucking suck. But nonetheless, we shall persist. I guess there's just a whole bunch of fucking news though about, I guess, a drone attack in Moscow. Great. I just finished binge watching r/wholesome freakout. OMG. There's a wholesome freakout? Meanwhile, I'm here like, well, because Moscow got droned. I needed that. You needed it? That's why I go to like the, like the animals are derps meme and shit like that. Like, you know, or those subreddits. Like, I go to those because that's kind of my dopamine to, like, get away from it all. I mean, that's just how I am sometimes. I'm just like, you know what? I need some derpy-ass animals and critters just being goofy little fucks. There's also one called, like, Brutal Deaths, but it, you know, or, like, Brutal Animal Deaths, which is meant to be a meme and a joke. Because it's just, because they're meant to all not actually be that. It's just, you know, animals being derps for the most part, just as much. But usually, like, you know, animals playing with each other. Or, like, falling off a bed or something like that. Gookgasms, yep. I mean, you always need shit like that. I mean, it's just, like, important to the human experience to just have, like, some cutesy shit, some just good vibe shit. You just need that every now and then, damn it. I'm still kind of, like, riding the fucking euphoria a little bit of, you know, last night too. That's probably partially because I was in the Mushroom Kingdom while I was, you know, there. So that probably might have something to do with it. And I still have some left, so I'm probably just gonna save these for another time. Like I don't want to show them just because I don't know how YouTube will be about it, but I still got like a decent amount of stemmage and stuff going on. So like, I mean, if I want to, like, I can eat all that, you know, some other time, which I probably will. Next time I feel it, I'll probably just eat all that and actually like go full trim out, because I've like at the show I kind of like microdosed at first, and then I took like another 2 full caps for the rest of the show, and then that's when I actually kind of started to peak for a good rest of the show. And by the end of it, I was like, I felt sober, but I also still felt like I was like euphorically high as fuck, if that makes sense. Like sober but high. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I felt at the end of the show, because I just felt so fucking good. So, I mean, you know, I think by the time I got home, it all wore off, but outside of just feeling good and shit, but I mean, honestly, like, you know, for psychedelics, at least for me personally, mushrooms don't really, like, give me, like, a full-on psychedelic high. I mean, it does, but not to the same degree as, like, some people will talk about, like, seeing shit and stuff. I still haven't. I've, like, seen things kind of, like, get manipulated by, like, you know, different shapes, like the other night where I saw Zukof's tail and it kind of looked like a little black cloud there for a second. But that was it. It was, like, for a second. So it's just like, I mean, that's like the most I ever get out of it. It's like, boo, I want to see some crazy shit. How much do you take? Well, when I was on stream, I didn't take a lot. I just straight did a microdose. But for the show, like, I initially started with about like a cap and a half, and then at the, like, once King Youngblood finished their set, I went back to the car, grabbed just 2 full caps and a stem, and just a small stem. It was about like yay big, and chowed that down and went back in. And that one's what kind of got me a little bit. So I've noticed, at least, you know, like, you know, just considering this, especially for these sizes, I'd say about at least like 2 plus more caps, you know, would definitely, you know, like, get me, you know, tripping for sure. You gotta eat more than that. Yeah, I've noticed. I mean, I eat enough to definitely get a good fucking, like, microdose trip for sure, you know, but, like, because I was feeling that for, like, a good chunk of the show, like, you know, but I was like, I want more. So, I mean, because it was starting to wear off, but not quite yet, so it's like, you know what, we have our little stamp, you know, on our hands, so fuck it, you know, I'll just go outside really quick. So I did that, you know, chat a couple more down, and went back inside and grabbed another whiskey coke and was waiting for the show, and then boom. Rest was history. Oh, by the way, what's up, Stefan? The Baileys plus root beer. Got some Baileys and root beer? Nice. Yeah, and also, at least, all things considered, especially with the show last night, I literally have like $0.00 in like all accounts. Like across the board, I'm not even kidding. I am dry up until Thursday, and like I was able to use the last little bit, you know, to get just enough groceries to, you know, to at least have some food, you know, for the next couple days, and a couple briskeys for a night. And the thing is, like, you know, I could probably ask one of my coworkers if he could, you know, spot like $10 or something like that, because, you know, me and my coworkers do that every now and then anyway. So, you know, when you got a will, you got a way. Carne asada barbecue with Suka, you Tyler and I Monday night, would you be down? I'm working, and also my schedule got a little fucked up at Switch, so instead of Tuesday and Wednesday off, I think it's like fucking Wednesday and Thursday off. Which, it kind of annoys me. Well, honestly, I would be way more down for it if that was the case, but you know, looking at it, especially considering I'm just like, shit, fuck, got nothing, you know, money-wise and shit, that kind of makes it even more fucked. But, I'm assuming because Tyler has his work nights and he's kind of, you know, anal about that, I'm assuming Tuesday wouldn't work with it. Because that would work for me, I think. Like, you know, if y'all were willing to do it a little later. Yeah, I mean, that would be the thing, you know. I thought you had Tuesday off. Well, I have Cachon for carne and some beer. Well, I did too, but then like on Saturday, our department manager had to change the schedule up a little bit, you know, and reprinted it out. And when I looked at it, it was like my weekend was moved up a day. I was just like, fuck me, dude. And it's like that for the next couple weeks. I'm gonna have to tell her, like, can you at least switch my days off just to be Tuesday and Wednesday like it was? Like, I really would prefer that, honestly. But she's off for the next couple days up until I think Tuesday, so guess I'll have to see her then and be like, hey, can you switch my days around a little bit? Not a lot, just by like, you know, what it was for a while, because I was actually okay with that. I was actually really happy with it, because on Tuesdays there's at least, you know, possibility, you know, whenever like you know, people want to hang out and chill, I got that day. You know, so it's just like, at least I would have a day to hang out with my friends, you know, because that's where most of our days off, you know, tend to align, is on Tuesday. Well, Mondays and Tuesdays usually, but at least I can at least have one of those days. A week from Tuesday would probably work. I think Tyler has that night off. Well, I'll see if she can at least update the schedule for next week and moving forward, but yeah, at least for this week, probably not. I mean, I suppose, I don't want y'all to not, you know, like, do your thing, so obviously, if y'all, you know, do it, then, you know, go fucking do it, but, I mean, you know, that, like, if you want to at least sometime next week, then I can probably at least make that work. And even if I still, for some reason, working Tuesday, I could probably see about squeezing myself out early, you know, or, you know, something like that. So, you know, I mean, honestly, especially when it comes to all this type of shit, you know, work, I mean, I've worked there long enough and I have at least enough seniority to where I can at least kind of make shit work and figure things out, for the most part. It wasn't like a few years ago where I could basically be just like, I'm fucked. I'll wait to try to get the trio plus the Zoochunguses, the Zoodingus together. Yeah, fair enough. That's understandable. Because, you know, the little Zukov needs to hang out with all the homies. He doesn't get out enough. Between me working and going to shows specifically, like, he can't really, you know, go to any of these things. So Zukov's just kind of stuck here. Yeah, so... And on my days off, I mean, I'll take him for walks and, you know, play him around the field, but that's, like, typical for him. Like, I mean, he doesn't really, you know, do extra exploring, you know, outside of his usual shit. He's pretty much got his routine, you know, and it's like, eh. And lately, my, like, fucking right knee has been, like, fucked. I don't know what the fuck I've done to it. But, like, even before the show, like, the last few days, it has been, like, just fucked up. Not, like, mentally fucked up. Like, you know, for the first chunk of the day, it'll be fine. But as, like, the day goes on, it just gets worse and worse. And I start getting to a point of, like, limping. Moshing. I don't know if it's just that, though. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't think, like... You know, part of me was thinking, like, because of my bike accident... Is it that knee you fucked up at Duffy's? Wait, did I fuck up my knee at... Wait, did I fuck up my knee at Duffy's? I don't remember fucking my knee up at Duffy's. I don't think I did. Did I... You know what? Wait, that might be it then. Wait, how did I fuck my knee up at Duffy's? I mean, because I remember that night, and I don't remember fucking my knee up. Like, I mean, I was hanging out with y'all, and then you eventually dipped off, and it was me, Tyler, one other dude just kind of hanging out. About fucking up your knee. You know what? I think you know what? I think it might have been on my walk back home, now that I think about it. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it was. I think it was because I, like, banged it, you know, against, like, a fence or some shit. I was walking back because I was kind of, like, in a jam mode. Like, I just had my music in. I was just kind of, like, jamming out or whatever the fuck on my way back home and stuff. And I think I just kind of, like, bumped my... You know what? That might be it. Now that I'm starting to kind of, like, you know, retrace the steps a little bit, that might be it. I mean, yeah, and honestly, and it's also like my more bum knee, like, you know, it's the knee that sometimes will get a little sore occasionally, so it's now even more fucked up. Ugh, I'm really feeling like an old man, dude. Ugh. Man, what the hell? I was thinking maybe it might have been like when I like fell in a 15-foot ditch and shit, but yeah, like when I was on my bike, but I mean, there's nothing, you know, that would signify that, so now that I'm thinking about it, probably was just that. And I can kind of tell where it is too, like, it's like kind of like right on the knee, and whatever it is, it's obviously like either a torn like ligament of some sort or something. I don't know what it would be, but it's definitely something. Maybe not a torn ligament. Maybe it's like something that might be cracked or something. I don't fucking know. But, I mean, it's not enough to where I can't like move my leg, but I just can't really put pressure on it if like I start walking long enough. Unless I'm inebriated. Like, you know, like at these concerts, I've been at least, you know, somewhat inebriated. So honestly, whatever pain is going on in that knee is just like gone. So, I mean, until I like fall on the ground because I was slam dancing and moshing too hard. But, you know, besides that. But usually once I start getting back up, it goes away. Because adrenaline. Then you would know if that maybe a torn meniscus. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe that. I mean, I don't know the specific anatomy will be all going on there. I mean, it could be. Because, I mean, because I've been feeling it a little bit the last few days, trying to figure it out, and I could tell it's definitely something that involves, like, you know, bending the knee and shit. Bone bruise or some shit. Probably. Maybe, like, on the kneecap itself, because it kind of feels more like either that or around it. It's not really, like, anywhere else. It's mainly, like, the cap itself, so maybe it's just that. Actually, now that I'm kind of, like, putting a little pressure on it, yeah. More on the lower end of it, like, on the more bottom side, where it'll meet with my calf and stuff on the top end of it, but yeah. Yeah, maybe I kind of fucked something up there. I mean, it doesn't hurt putting pressure directly on it, but, like, putting, like, actual weight, like, walking on it and bending it and stuff, that's what fucks with it. I have to kind of, like, walk with this weird little, like, pirate peg limp. I mean, as long as I just try to keep, like, you know, most of my pressure off of that foot and off this leg for a little bit, it should be okay. But I'm probably going to be feeling this for a while. Which, yay. You should go to professional opinion from your friendly, safe-approved chiropractor. Oh my god. You know, honestly, this weekend I am kind of tempted. If it doesn't improve or just stays the same, like, I am tempted to go to the doctor and be like, hey, can you check my knee out, see what the fuck's up with it? I mean, but if they end up being like, oh, you need to schedule that, then I'll be like, you know, fuck that then. Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, just figure it out and hope for the best. I don't want to have to schedule it, like, a month later, where it might be fine at that point, and it would be meaningless. So it's just like, I mean, I'm kind of half tempted, but I really don't want to go for the whole rigmarole. That's gonna be bullshit, and I really don't want to deal with that. And plus, I might get, you know, fucking, like, charged just for visiting. When you have an RFK disciple. I mean, when all else fails, then maybe I'll go to them. But, I mean, you know, until then, they can go fuck themselves. I'm not about those fucking weird cranks. I mean, it's like, it's one thing to have, like, you know, herbs or chiropractic or things like that, you know, where, you know, like, you can supplement that with your broader, like, healthcare needs. But when you make that your primary source of healthcare, that's a problem. Some religious hospital charge people to stand in line fee. I think so. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was just hospitals in general that did that shit. Oh, you know what, Rip? Hey, did you see my shirt yet? I'm wearing it now, obviously, but have you seen this new shirt? Lol. Pretty base shirt. I mean, you can't deny that. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but just in case. Kind of whip that out. Whip that base. And I kind of like it how it's in, like, if you kind of look at it, it's almost in trans colors. Got that blue with the pink, and got the big old white fishbone logo. Man, I hate how you were working that night. Because honestly, if it wasn't for, you know, like, you were working, you know, like, that's the only reason why I was mainly took my dad. But if you were off, I would have taken you, dude, because holy shit. Well, honestly, like, I still probably would have been having to take him, because he was just hanging out in the back the entire time. He was just kind of, like, leaning up against the wall, just kind of watching it the entire time, and that's all he was doing. I mean, it's not exactly in his youth to be hanging out in the crowd that much. I bet chiropractors will pay, the next ordained ministers pay $50 to get a chiropractic license or some shitty online site. Yeah. Ignore our board, like really bored. There's like fuck all going on right now. Oh, don't tell me that, Rose. I was like hoping to maybe like have at least you to like give me some sort of content and some shit, but really. I mean, like TJ did his Abandoned Hope tonight, and some of the stuff he reacted to was pretty good. Some memes, some random shit, but obviously can't really react to that. You know, with pay content. YouTube doesn't like Sundays. Dude, for real, like, YouTube takes, like, Sunday as, like, a Sabbath, bro. Like, YouTube, like, Sunday is legit, like, a Sabbath day for YouTube. It, like, barely works. They just let the algorithm figure it out. Oh, hey, Rose, by the way, don't go swimming in Georgia, because I at least got this for news. Brain-eating amoeba kills Georgia resident who was likely infected swimming. So don't go swimming in the waters in Georgia there, bro. You might get a brain-eating amoeba and, like, and die. So, yeah. So there's some news. You know, America totally not being a third world country right there, so, you know. Okay, hold on. No way. What? Okay, hold up. Hold up. North Korea's foreign ministry this week vowed that the country would annihilate the United States, adding it would be terminated this century. Should it choose to offend our republic, we will annihilate them by using all our military power that we have gathered so far. What, like a few Pop-Tarts and some rust bucket AKs that the Chinese gave you in the 50s? And diplomats said that to save it there. Oh my god, whatever. Oh my lord, that's pretty funny. Well, I guess I lucked out. Might compromise the immune system. Oh fuck. Someone chucked 90s tech out of the window. Wow, phone bad, new gym bad. Huh? Shock pictures illustrates sad reality of everyday life. This is a YouTube short. And, what? So you're using a book to protect your kid from USBs, CDs, like Nintendo Switches and Game Boys, Nokia flip phones, 90s era TVs, iPads, laptops, remote controls for TVs, and another CD. Okay, that's just so stupid. That's just fucking dumb. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the fact that those things exist, at least for most of those things, like a TV or a laptop or the iPad, you know, at least for those, like a lot of the books, like the one that the character or whatever the fuck, that little weird thumbtack looking fucking dad like is, you know, like holding the book up with, like that book probably has a lot more of an expanse and ability to spread, you know, with its knowledge and what's in the book and the contents of it, and analysis and commentary of said book online and via those, you know, types of mediums. So like that just, oh my god. It's fucking hilarious. What is this? And hopefully Twitter doesn't crash. Satan. Obviously Satanis, baby. What's it got? This is evil. Oh, Jesus Christ. Years ago, my mother-in-law began reading The Exorcist. She said it was the most evil book she ever read. So, in fact, she couldn't even finish it. It took her over... took it over the beach and threw it in the ocean off a fishing pier. And went and bought another copy, ran the faucet over it, and left it in a night table drawer by her bed. My father-in-law said that night it was the first time she ever screamed and fainted. I'm going to hell, but I'll go laughing. Nice! Fucking nice. Goddamn, yes. How much you want to bet, dude, she thinks that book is actually possessed? The one she chucked, even though it's probably just drifting in the ocean, just probably, honestly, probably likely just degraded at this point. It probably is literally just a random bunch of random mulch just in the sea now. But like, she probably thinks that book is literally cursed. Besides the one that got destroyed and fucking, you know, just all wet and soaked up. Oh my god, dude. Dude, Christians are so easily manipulable, bro. I mean, they really are. They're so easy to fuck with. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of fuck with them sometimes. I mean, some of my family members, I'm not even gonna lie. Not like hardcore, you know, I'm not gonna go like over the edge about it. Well, I'm not gonna go edgy like that. But honestly, I do kind of fuck with them a little bit. More soft-heartedly, but, you know. I mean, if it wasn't the fact that they're family, I mean, honestly, I would kind of go that level. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a good chunk of me that really does want to. Especially for my more QAnon aunt, like, I really like to fuck with her a lot. Because she gets so easily offended by fucking everything. She got offended over CSI Hawaii, and I only literally know that show because she fucking got offended over it. Like, the premiere of that show, whatever the fuck it happened to be when I was in Texas last time and, you know, at her place. And I literally couldn't even give a fuck about what the show or the plot was about. But apparently there was at least like a 10-second lesbian makeout scene. And that's the only reason why I know about CSI Hawaii, is because of a 10-second lesbian makeout scene. And she flipped her fucking shit over that. And actually probably spent more time trying to, like, avoid that scene, more so than just letting it play on mute and just, like, looking down or something and just pretending it didn't happen or something like that. Like, I mean, it was just ridiculous. It's literally the only reason why I remember that fucking show, and I don't even know if it's even running anymore. Probably one of the shows that ran for, like, 2 seasons that got canceled. I think my grandmother likes that show. Well, if you're saying that, then I guess that implies that it's still going on. So I guess it's still going as a show. I mean, I'm assuming it's really like any other CSI show. It's just in Hawaii instead, so you get tropics and stuff like that, and some, like, just very tongue-in-cheek, just like, hey, look, Hawaiians and Hawaiian culture, see? Progressive and woke. Oh, lesbian scene occasionally. Yeah, I'm on Discord. I was checking it. Would you believe there are people who say they would like to wear this? What is this? the fuck? The Isolator was a helmet designed in 1925 to help improve riding productivity, blocking noise from your surrounding environment and limiting your vision to what's in front of you. What the fuck? That looks like a torture device. What the fuck, dude? That literally looks like a torture device. Like, what the fuck, bro? Oh my god. No, I want to wear... You want to know how I help improve my writing productivity? I put earbuds in and listen to music or something. Or a podcast. Or something that will help inspire my brain, depending on what I'm writing. Like, I do that for lyrics. Like, I'll listen... Like, for writing lyrics, I'll listen to, like, you know, music that I kind of, you know, want to kind of feel the vibe of with, like, when it comes to writing some lyrics or something like that. Like, lately, I've been listening to a lot of, like, power metal, like Grail Knights, Glory Hammer, and Angus McSix and shit like that. Because I've been kind of wanting to, you know, at least use that musically and lyrically as, like, at least, you know, elements, you know, for my inspiration and shit. So, I listen to a lot of that while I'm writing lyrics. At least in the meantime, you know, until I actually start, you know, making the actual, like, music part of it. That's obviously going to be a little different. I'm not going to just, you know, listen to their shit and be like, alright, let's take some stuff from this. It's like, if anything, I'm going to use Star Fox to try to take, you know, shit from. So I'm going to have to listen to their melodies, you know, that were used and stuff like that and incorporate that in some way. That's going to be more of the tricky part. Because some songs are going to have, like, you know, the use of different themes. Like, one song I want to use, I want to use, like, the Star Fox theme and also the Star Wolf theme. You know, and both of them honestly would work, especially as, like, metal, like, covers just in general. But to incorporate both of them into one song, that's going to be tricky. Like, I mean, it's not like it can't work. I mean, it could, but it would definitely be a little tricky. And there's one where I want to kind of, like, incorporate, you know, like, at least, like, 3 different things. I kind of want to incorporate, you know, Cornoria's theme and then, like, Star Fox's theme and a few others into one song. And, you know, like, at least Andros' theme, which honestly is very atmospherical as fuck and very, like, spooky and, like, really drawn out. So it's like, fuck, how do I really work with that? Like, I mean, that's the trick. Like, I haven't really tapped into the musical side, at least, you know, creating that yet, just because, like, I'm still trying to at least kind of, you know, get an outline of how I'll work with that. Plus, I need the fucking equipment, which, that's gonna take some time to save up for. Maybe we should bring back shock therapy, you guys. I mean, it keeps people alert. Okay, how about we throw you into electric eel tank then? Yeah. Or we just tase you, because, you know, why not? Evidently, it will keep you very productive. Oh, yeah, you sent something else. Serotonin. You sent me some serotonin? Oh my god. It's orangutan. With some tigers? Oh my goodness. It's orangutan. With Tigger, dude. Oh my goodness. This is actually straight fucking adorable. How much you want to bet that? Oh my god! Oh my god, you know that fucking tiger is gonna grow up to love this orangutan, bro. Oh my god, no, it did not just feed a baby cub from a bottle. It did not just feed a baby tiger cub from a bottle, bro. Oh my god. Bruh. That's just, oh my god, I am melting. I am fucking melting. Oh my god, I am melting inside. Dude, this just shows, like, in a weird way, doesn't this kind of show how, like, early man, like, domesticated animals? Because, you know, like, some caveman motherfucker was looking at it like a cat or a dog and went like this. It was like, oh my god, you feel free. Oh my goodness, this is just fucking adorable. Oh my god. So cute. That is just so fucking cute. Zookeeper's about to get replaced. Dude, Zookeeper straight got replaced. I mean, because honestly, that's how I am with Zukov. I'm just like, you big fluffy boy. I mean, you see how I am with him. I just like, fucking just go all out and just like, oh my god, you sweet little fluffy. Give him little squishes and all that shit. Miss Italy pageants are gonna get interesting. Oh wait, really? You know, Italy's got like a fucking direct line to Mussolini running their fucking country right now. And also is a part of the party that pretty much used to be the Italian fascist party. And also, like, as overtly expressed advocacy of fascism and shit.
Now, where a whole bunch of transgender men are entering the Miss Italy pageant.
A bunch of them, huh? Well, shut up. I don't get to... Hey! I literally can't even pause this. Oh my god, it's forcing me to watch this. Oh my god. I guess we're watching this.
To be in the competition, meaning transgender women, men who became women, would be excluded. One transgender man named Federico saw this and thought, well, hey, I was born female, so he decided to enter the pageant under his birth name, Frederica, even though he identifies as a man now. That moment then turned into a movement. One LGBTQ group shared his entry on Facebook, encouraging other transgender men to apply, and now more than 100 trans men have entered the pageant, with some even being called to the next stage of the competition. Let's bring in Lucy for more on this. Ali, what...
Well, holy shit. I'm doing that because that's the only way to pause it. But, damn, that's actually pretty fucking cool. Dude, so one of them was like, you know what, I think I'm going to, join in this pageant. I just used my dead name to do it. Like, I mean, you got, one of these dudes, doing it. And, I guess that led to a whole shitload of them doing it. The fucking base, bro. Dude, fuck yeah, dude. We'll play it now, or is it, oh, here we go.
Does the trans community hope to be sending to pageant officials right now, and how is it being received?
Well, okay, let's roll. I know, right?
Hey, Tom. Well, they're saying that these attitudes are outdated and the people trying to enforce them lack understanding. Federico Barbosa, the trans activist who entered the pageant and started this whole campaign that went viral, says that he thinks beauty pageants try to exclude trans women.
I mean, am I the only one that thinks he kind of looks like a, PNW Portland femboy punk twink? Like, he looks like a Twinkie femboy punkhead or something like that I would see in the PDX area or some shit. I'm not even kidding. He just looks like that kind of guy. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this dude is actually into punk. I mean, there's actually there's a surprisingly large proponent of, trans people that really love punk music and shit. Like, a lot of the shows that I go to, I mean, I haven't talked to them, but there's, these two, one of them I'm pretty sure is trans, the other one maybe non-binary. I'm not really too sure, I'm not gonna assume, but, I'm pretty sure, though, I have a strong hunch that they're at least, not cis. And, and they pretty much at, every show, every punk show especially that I've been to, they're, always there. With their buddies. It's them and, 2 or 3 other buddies and 2 other dudes that they hang out with. So it's just, I mean, there's legit a strong predominance of, trans folk, in general that do punk music and this type of stuff and shit. And, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is into it too. And honestly, Italy's got a pretty strong, underground music scene of all different genres, from metal to punk and stuff like that. I mean, so frankly, I wouldn't be too surprised if, he's partook in different underground shows and shit like that. This whole 3-minute segment.
They simply don't understand.
Oh, wait. Oh, hey. Yay. I can actually have, ability to pause and stuff. Cool. Here. Okay, wow. Your fucking media player sucks, NBC. Holy shit. Here. Will full screen it help? Oh, I was about to say no, but I guess it does. Here. Oh, my fucking God. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, their fucking media player sucks. It sucks fat balls. Oh my God. How hard is it to make a decent media player, dude? Bruh, seriously. Like, even Patreon's, like, media pair to, like, when you directly, you know, watch a video from, like, a post there, like, even that's way better than this shit. Like, oh my god, dude. NBC, fucking get this shit together. I'm, like, spamming that button. This probably only works fine on newer phones. You call my phone old? Yeah, honestly, it kind of is old. I don't know. I don't know if it's that, though, but yeah, whatever. We kind of get the gist, though. I mean, overall, we do kind of get the gist of the whole thing. I mean, well, we got a whole article, you know, too, anyway. So here, we'll just kind of skip down, you know, further for the article, I guess. Here. Hold on. Really against the patient. This process will maybe lead them to think better next time. I like to think it's a little part of Bailey's progress in a sense. I mean, it definitely is. Though, I mean, at least for the first part, like, that's not gonna make them think better of it. They're just gonna want to double down with it. I mean, because, again, Italy's ran by a far-right government concurrently. Like, it's ran by kind of like a Viktor Orban-esque fucking, like, government, like, essentially at this rate. So, I mean, until that gets usurped, I mean, there's just going to be a doubling down of this type of shit, kind of like how we see in America, but just on more of a national level for Italians. You know, so, I mean, like, while this is certainly progress, I mean, the fact that they just had, like, you know, from one dude to, like, 100 different trans folk, you know, coming out and, you know, doing this in solidarity for a protest and shit, really shows that there's definitely a movement fighting back against this in Italy as well. And obviously, it looks like they also didn't even respond to comments or anything. Or being asked to include trans women in recent years. Trans women, first trans women being misused, crime missing Nevada. Some countries, such as Mexico and Thailand, have held separate beauty pageants for trans women specifically. Dude, this guy literally looks like, you know, some, like, indie rockabilly punkhead, dude. And a hardcore stoner. He's got the stoner eyes. Barbarossa said he thinks beauty pageants are try to exclude trans women in part because they simply don't understand them or have false ideas about what it means to be trans. Well, yeah. And also, they're meant to be, like, you know, in a way, I mean, in some elements, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say for these, you know, maybe for this one, but a lot of, you know, more localized or regional beauty pageants tend to be, you know, ripe with sexual abuse and shit like that. And if you got, like, some weird, creepy, pervy man, you know, trying to, like, that, you know, that's running these things, trying to, like, cop a feel on a woman, like, he doesn't want, like, no trans woman, you know, because, like, that might imply that there might be some biology you don't want to touch, right? So it's like, I mean, there's a inherent bigotry and also just kind of inherent exclusion, and also, like, a sexism to it, too, in a way. Because at least, you know, like I said, to some beauty pageants, you know, that, you know, can be kind of, you know, somewhat applied to, you know, what they do and shit. Another thing that a trans person might be able to aspire with, yeah. But, cool. But, hey. I honestly, I'm kind of curious to see where that would go. That'd be cool. I mean, if a few of them, you know, apparently qualified, then, you know, hey, you know, evidently they're going to be making some waves, so let's fucking go. I think it's a little something underneath going here. Let's see. What is this? Is this an armadillo? What the hell is this? What is this little thing? Oh my god, it's an armadillo. Oh my good lord. What a derp. Hopped on a little ball and just like, meow. I dropped the ball, I give up. I'm just gonna roll over. I'm just gonna kind of give up, roll over, and die over here in this corner now. I lost my ball. Oh my god. What a goofy little dilla. What a goofy little thing. Yeah. See what little shit's happening. If there really is anything. Why is there like fuck all for goddamn Sundays? I mean, seriously. Boo. Yeah. Trying to see if I can find at least a thing. Let's see if there is at least a thing. See animals like that and think, how has your species survived literally millions of years? Well, I mean, obviously there was other environmental factors going on, and you know what, when you're out in the wild and shit, it's a different story than in comparison to when you're just kind of doing your own thing. So, I imagine it's probably some shit like that. Where it's just like, yeah, when I'm in this safe little, you know, enclosure and I can just play around with this ball, I'm going to be nothing but a derp. But if I had to survive out there in the desert, I definitely would be a hard-ass son of a bitch. That's kind of why they have the shells, because then they can kind of roll up in that little ball like a roly-poly. Which just looks like basically just isopods. And it's so cute. Small little buggers, but adorable. Here. What are you doing? Is there a thing? Is there a thing at all? Oh. Oh, wow. Holy shit. You two gave me a thing, but do I really want to look at it? Some PragerU shit. It's not like just the unadulterated shit. There's no way I could frankly fucking do that. Well, I could, but I would really need to, like, prep myself. At least this would have a little, some breaks in between. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's look at this first. Seeing what Mitch did. Bink's doing the cat thing where I'm pretty sure he's staring at ghosts. That is a cute, fat little kitty. What a fluffy little chungus. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, why did I do that? There we go. Have fun with this. At least we have the not a true socialist because $1 million house piker, you know, over here to help us.
Florida education isn't as bad as we thought it was. It's actually worse. Florida just approved PragerU Kids right-wing propaganda videos for use in public school classrooms.
Oh my god, it's actually worse than I thought. Florida approved PragerU Kids for use in public class, like, so literal fucking far-right propaganda garbage. Oh my fucking god. Okay, can we actually, like, literally, like, just remove Florida from the United States? Like, I'm actually not even kidding at this point. I don't even want it to be a district. Like, no, you don't get to be a part of the United States. Like, you're basically like the Fourth Reich. You're a Nazi shithole. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, you'll rot and fucking, you know, drown in the Gulf of Mexico where you fucking belong. So, it's like, no. It's like, nope, you're not part of this fucking, you know, country and shit.
Propaganda, celebrations of colonialism, and more. Another has a fictional book between Washington telling two children, future generations are never responsible for our sins of the past. One responds that she won't feel guilty about historical stuff.
How hard we work, sadly, there is still often mistreatment and racial discrimination towards us Black Americans.
We're really sorry that you have to deal with segregation and racism.
Your sympathy is nice, Layla, but know that you have nothing to be sorry about. You and Leo have done nothing wrong.
Bro! Like, I mean, so having empathy is bad? It's like, you know, her saying, hey, I'm sorry you had to go for that, is not like, oh, hey, you know, you did nothing wrong, so why are you feeling sorry? It's like, it's called fucking empathy, you fuck. Oh my god. No. What the fuck, dude? Empathy bad. Having empathy for plights of people, you know, that had to deal with shit historically, bad, bruh. Like, bro. Like, what, you can't have sympathy for, and empathy for people that have, like, you know, fucking, have been exploited and shit? You know, like seriously? Like, what, you can't feel bad for people that have been fucked over and oppressed or marginalized and stuff? Like, what, you can't feel empathetic? You feel bad for them, you know, because, like, that shit sucks, and use that as a way to, like, advocate for shit that can be better, not just for them, but for everybody? Like, I mean, it's fucking really? I mean, I was surprised. Honestly, it's been a while. It's literally since the PragerU gauntlet, I have avoided PragerU. This is the first thing I've seen from them in literally a fucking month. Oh my god, and, Jesus Christ, I forgot, I remember why I avoided their shit. Cause, dude, that PragerU gauntlet broke me, dude, and, my fucking Christ, I'm just glad Hassan's here, dude, cause this is how I feel internally.
He's been quite respectful. Future generations are never responsible for the sins of the past.
Okay.
Okay, and you know what, I'll grant that to an extent, sure. But I would imagine there's a lot of nuance to that, though, right? Like, because, sure, like, obviously, you know, I'm not, like, guilty of the sins of the past, whatever the fuck, but you can still be empathetic, you know, to people that have been fucked over from the past and shit, whether you were involved in that or your ancestors were or not, whatever the fuck, who cares, that's irrelevant. But, despite that, though, what you can do, you know, at least, is advocate for a better future, not only for those people that were marginalized and, you know, have historically been heavily marginalized, but also for everybody besides. You know, it's like, because, you know, like, what I advocate for is, you know, to see the enlightenment and betterment of, you know, people that have been the most fucked over in society, especially in America. But also, those same policies uplift everybody. But also, you know, in a way, prioritize people that have been the most fucked over. Because obviously they're the ones who need it most. So it's just like, I mean, shit. Like, I mean, there's a way to go with this. Like, because obviously when it comes to me, like, you know, at least as far as I'm aware, like, there's actually elements about my ancestry that I know about that fought against, you know, the Confederates in the Civil War and shit like that. So it's like, if anything, at least, you know, from my family history, they were ones challenging and fighting against this shit. You know, but nonetheless, like, the fact that that shit happened, I could still feel empathetic, you know, for all that, you know, for the people that, you know, were fucked over and, you know, who are still fucked over due to those historic systemic ramifications that have happened over the centuries, and advocate and fight to see a lot of that systemic bullshit end and, you know, fight for, you know, to be better for everybody. Like, I mean, holy shit, is that such a hard thing to grasp? I guess to a conservative and a right-winger and anyone from PragerU, it's an impossible thing to grasp. Well, maybe not. It's just something that's just too woke. Like, you're woke if you think that way.
Yeah, like some random 7-year-old white kid is not responsible for chattel slavery. The issue is denying its consequences. That's what the issue is. This is a wild video to make. Holy Los Angeles, Mateo backs the blue.
Over the last 150 years, Los Angeles, or LA
Oh, fuck. Oh, boy.
for short, has been a beacon of growth, offering opportunity for millions of residents. But this rapid expansion of
Los Angeles, or LA for short.
I'm pretty sure, you know, I just honestly, that escaped my brain. Like, I heard it, but I didn't even acknowledge it. Like, Los Angeles, or LA for sure. It's like, I think everyone knows that. Like, I think people pretty much know that when they're born. Like, I mean, I knew that. I mean, like, from, like, such an early, I don't even, like, I'm pretty sure it was unanimous in my mind even before I started speaking. Like, I mean, fuck. Everyone knows this.
This is for children, even though, or children-brained adults. I'm assuming this is going to be about...
What's the difference? For PragerU, what's the difference?
How big cities are full of gangs and criminals now. And this is, of course...
Wait, hold on. Most people aren't... It's... Yeah, hold on. Let me take a break here. Most people aren't even talking about white people individually. The fact that the government has never made up for slavery in a substantial way. It can all shut about Adam, Eve, and Jesus. I mean, no shit. I mean, honestly, that's another thing. I mean, if anything, especially if you really do listen to people that talk about things like reparations or, systemic racism, shit like that, it's mostly bent towards the government and the fact that they have not done anything to actually, uplift people when it comes to things like desegregation and ending systemic racism and shit. Because, I mean, at least in some part, the civil rights movement was meant to at least establish a lot of that shit, which it did, but it never totally finished or got expanded on substantially, like it really should have. So, I mean, it's like, we still are facing a lot of these fucking issues, that the civil rights never totally, solved, obviously. I mean, it helped establish a lot of, the progress that was absolutely fucking necessary, but it never, finished the job, so to speak. But that's kind of in some part why, advocacy against ending that shit is a good thing. Like when, you get, someone who's, talking about, black nationalism or some shit like that. For, 95% of the time, they're talking about, this systemic racist shit and just, more of, an autonomy and just general sovereignty for black people in the country. Because the idea is, they're nationalistic for the country and the idea of being a part of the country, but they have broadly basically have beaten them down, to the point where, they can't really feel that way unless there is some strong, predominant, kind of black-based type policies that, focus, in helping them and shit. It's part of the reason why a lot of them advocate for that type of stuff, and I don't blame them. I just argue that, it shouldn't necessarily be strictly, black-based type policies. It should just be across the board, which, should predominantly help, the most marginalized, which would include those black communities. So, at least that would be my little addendum to it, but nonetheless, it's nothing I don't inherently disagree with. The love last link in Texas has to go too. Well, hey, they used to be a country, and they begged to be in our country because their country sucked. So, I mean, you know what? Hey, if they want to do it again, then sure, let's let it happen. But yeah. Well, at least check out the headline. Maybe at least read the first paragraph real quick. Oh, fuck you, Yahoo! Alright, hold on. What the fuck is it doing to me? Oh, fuck your cookie bullshit. I'm rejecting your nonsense. Go fuck yourself. Okay, there we go. Houston libraries, a Houston school district to turn libraries into disciplinary centers? Huh? New education system initiative? Team centers where they will continue to learn remotely? Alright, no, fuck them. No. Alright, no, yeah. Let the Republic of Texas, come back rearing its head and watch it, coughing like it has, the worst case of fucking tuberculosis possible. After, being severely poisoned by fucking lead, dude. After all that shit, let them, crawl back and be like, please, America, wouldn't take it, man. As they're slowly about to die of a heat stroke because of triple-digit degree weather that's fucking killing them. And their power, grid all just, got shot because of how hot the weather is. The South ain't alright, no. The South just ain't right. That boy just ain't right. In fact, yeah, when has it ever been right? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when's the South ever been alright? Because they haven't. I mean, there's maybe, exceptional regions like New Orleans where you got, things like music, some different multiple elements of, culture that blend together and stuff. You got, very specific little, islands in the sea of shit that is the South. But beyond that, it's like I said, it's a sea of shit. You might have a few islands here and there dotted in that archipelago. But that's about it. That's all you got. And even then, sometimes it's, you know, got a lot of pollution and shit, too. I give it a year before my state brings back leeches and bloodletting. It'll probably do it after, like, Alabama or Arkansas does it. Or, like, some other weird shithole, dude. They'll probably do it after Florida does it.
Much better thing to teach children than an objective analysis of the impacts of slavery.
The people and culture has also come with some growing pains. And when tensions turn to violence, Angelenos must rely on a strained police force for protection. This is...
Wait, what? A strained police force? Do they know what the fucking budget of, like, LA's police are? It's like what? Like well over a third of their fucking city's budget or some shit? Strained? Didn't they just get an increase of funding too?
The 13-year-old son of Mexican immigrants living in Los Angeles. Mateo's...
Oh my god, what type of weird fucking shit? Wait, hold on, wait. I'm hearing the music, hold on. My brain just immediately picked that up, hold on.
Protection. This is Mateo, the 13-year-old...
Oh my god, they're playing mariachi music as soon as they, you know, brought this kid up. Oh my god. They're literally just like, if you listen, there is straight up stereotypical fucking mariachi music, dude.
Of Mexican immigrants living in Los Angeles. Mateo's...
I can hear the trumpets. It's like... It's like, what the fuck? Like,
Juan and Lucy moved here just a few years before he was born. They operate a small convenience store that serves a largely Hispanic...
Which makes the kid a citizen, but, what does that make the parents, though? What the fuck are they smoking meth? I don't even fucking know. And wait, so are they okay with undocumented immigrants or something? Because they, like, said the kid was, like, born 2 years after the parents, you know, like, moved, right? Like, you know, into the U.S. So, like, they never said anything about the parents. They just said they moved there. So, what? It's like the kid okay? Because, like, it thus by proxy makes the parents okay? So, wait a minute. Suddenly there's a Swiss cheese if you want to, like, start looking at the whole, like, border policy shit. Apparently they aren't okay with small business owners either. I guess not. Well, of course they never really were.
Neighborhood. Before immigrating to Los Angeles, Juan and Lucy run a small general store in Mexico. They worked hard to make their business successful.
What's this video supposed to be about? It's PragerU. Probably just, like... pro-police, like, pull yourself by the bootstraps bullshit. Like, probably that shit.
But cartel members began harassing Juan, demanding money...
Oh shit, those fucking cartels, bro.
...money for protection.
What the Bro, what is happening?
Well, those damn fucking cartels, like the fucking mafia, you know? It's like, you know, they operate like the mob, bro. It's like, you know, they just like get like, you know, Johnny No-Nose and, you know, Mickey the No-Rat, you know, just going in there with the baseball bats and like, hey, looks like you got a good little business going on here. It's like, I mean, like, what do you mean what's happening? It's like, you're walking over here. Oh. It's like these cartel members act like fucking mobsters or some shit, like they're in the mafia or something, like doing extortion rackets. Like, I mean, I'm sure they do, to be frank. I mean, I ain't gonna deny that. But, like, I mean, the way they described it basically just sounded like some Italian mobsters, like, doing an extortion racket on some business in Chicago or something, dude. And why is, like, all this red and America's all gold? Is this implying something here?
Threats got so bad that Juan and Lucy decided to embark on the long and expensive process of applying for a U.S. green card.
Okay, that explains, you know, the parents, you know, okay, so they're not undocumented, they applied the proper way with a green card and stuff, which, by the way, takes years. Like, I mean, not just years, well, Frank, I don't know if it's years, but it's like a very extended process for this type of shit to work, to actually, you know, be possible. And also, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, you get to permanently be as a citizen here. Like, that means, like, it's like basically, you know, like a work visa and shit, right? Like, so, it's not meant to be a permanent thing. So, them having a kid here, who ends up being 13, you know, like, that obviously implies there was, you know, an extra thing, you know, with them applying for the citizenship at this case. Which, you know, are they going to get into that, or are they just going to probably skip over that?
Which they, of course, didn't get, because that's not how this shit works. Who the in America is giving green cards out like that to random people in Mexico? Get the out of here.
I mean, frankly, I'm sure the numbers are not exactly very high. I mean, or else there wouldn't be such a, big problem at the border. Well, it is a problem mainly because of our border policies, it's the U.S. government in that way. But, I mean, it's like, it doesn't have to be a problem, but, we make it an issue. So it's like, the reason why that's there is just because, like, yeah, it is fucking difficult. That's why this whole thing is bullshit. It's like, I mean, even if we do grant, the fact that, they were able to, qualify for it, like, it would take a long fucking time. It's a it's like, even just for, like, a basic fucking visa, it would take, like, a year, for a lot of these type of people and shit. I mean, even for, like, the tourist visa to go to Iceland, it took at least a couple months, to make sure everything was all said and done, once we got there and shit. It's like, but... because it's kind of a timely process. I mean, there's, you can't just go to another country and be like, I'm here, what up? Like, I mean, they don't, there's like, a certain process about it, it's like, you have to be like, hey, what's your business here and stuff like that. And obviously just hanging out, to be a tourist is, at least for pretty much most countries, is, fair, thing, it's like, I'm just visiting, tourists, type of stuff. But some countries, not so much. So it's like, I mean, and for us, I mean, outside of, certain circumstances, like, yeah, it kind of is, like, the case for us, too. It's like, you can't just willy-nilly just be like, hey, what's up? When it comes to our country and shit. Even if you are just doing it for tourism. Because our immigration / just broader international, border policy and shit is just fucking jank and dumb. I mean, even when I was coming back to the fucking country, going through the whole, international process, because I had to come back to the country, for the international, section of things, and it's like, even that was a pain in the ass, just as a citizen. It's like, man, oh my fucking god, imagine what tourists have to go for, international citizens, fuck me. I mean, because there's, so many stupid fucking random questions, and, random TSA dudes be like, hey, you gotta do this, that, and I'm like, I'm just trying to do what this is telling me, chill, thinking I'm gonna, do some weird shit or something. It's like, fuck me, bro. Honestly, that was the biggest bitch about, international travel when I did that one time, was, leaving America and coming back to America. It wasn't the process of being at the airport in Iceland. It was the airport here, having to deal with that shit. And Portland's actually pretty good at their airport process, but at least internationally, they're a little more extra strictly about it. So it's, at least leaving wasn't really bad. It was just more coming back that was a bitch.
Applied for a green card and could not win the lottery, so they proceeded to wait for 75 years.
Their application was finally accepted. They moved to Los Angeles and found a large, welcoming community of fellow Latinos. After even more hard work, they were able to open a new grocery store, and the family was very thankful.
What type of hard work? They kind of just left that out. What, did they just do basic retail job work? Or what's... what? You can't just say, for hard work.
For their life.
Iceland's airport was a bitch, or Portland took a long time to disembark. Portland's airport wasn't really that bad. At least, leaving Portland wasn't really a bitch. But coming back was. Coming back was a little bit of a bitch. Because I wasn't just, leaving a terminal and then just going all my way. I had to go to, because it was, a part of, the more international, terminals, so I had to go for a very specific type of, checkout thing, when it comes to, me coming back, get my, stamp, and all this other shit. It's kind of hard to explain, because also it's been such a long time since, at least, about coming along 5 years now. And, yeah, I mean, it's been a while, but it was, I just remember coming back, it was a bitch, and it was really annoying. I mean, like, leaving Iceland also was a little kind of a drag, but it wasn't really that bad. I mean, we were all, like, kind of, like, in our, little, like, what was it? Yeah, party of 5. Like, they basically took, like, all of us individually and kind of, like, put us through more specialized, like, checks and stuff. Like, I was, taken aside into the separate, room to, get, like, a quick little check of me. And then, my sister and her husband, they were, they had their backs checked. And I think for, my mom and my dad, they were, checked of something else. But, like, we, outside of the usual typical, like, process and shit. But it was all very streamlined, though. It didn't really take that long, and it was just kind of, like, a part of their job. Like, when I was called off in the room, like, their security was just like, it's like, oh, don't whip me with that, leather belt, that would be bad. Kind of making a joke with me, and I was like, well, hey, this is kind of old, I want to do it with this one. I was, at least, like, making some quips back and forth, so it wasn't really that bad, and I could kind of tell they, knew I wasn't, like, carrying anything or whatever the fuck, so they were pretty chill about it. But, nonetheless, though, it's just like, I mean, it wasn't really that bad. At least. And honestly, I mean, I'm sure that's kind of a part of their streamlined process where there's kind of like a randomized, like check where they'll just kind of check people at random like that. And it's not really like a specific, like pattern to it, really. But at least for like, like coming back to Portland, it was kind of a bitch. I mean, going to Iceland, once you actually like land and get your stamp, like, they will just ask you, specifically what, your broader business is in Iceland and kind of generally how long you're staying, and that's pretty much about it. And after that, they'll just like, okay, blah, 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 stamp, and give you your passport back, and it's like, welcome to Iceland, and there you go. Like, I mean, entering Iceland's pretty streamlined and very chill.
In LA. Then, in May...
Yeah, they assume the children don't know what LA is, but they know what the fucking cartel is? Like, why would the kids know what the fuck the cartel is?
I wonder how my Canada flight would go. I mean, I would imagine, like, leaving the U.S. wouldn't really be that big of a deal. Going to Canada, I mean, I don't know what their, like, international, like, checkout process is, so I couldn't tell you on that. But I know Canada's a little stricter about some things, like, they don't necessarily have, like, the same immigration / border policies as Iceland does, obviously, so I'm sure there's some things about their process that's a little different, but I imagine it probably isn't that far off. Like, I'm sure going to Canada is probably, like, a simple, like, hey, welcome to Canada, blop, there's a stamp, and there you go. And probably the same way that I got it. But I'm sure leaving Canada, I'm sure it'd probably be relatively, just a typical streamlined, quick little security checkup process and shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd imagine that. Maybe more efficient. I couldn't tell you. I haven't been to, Canada where I was checking out with their security and shit. I can't really tell you via Iceland's, which I imagine that's how, at least for Europe specifically, how a lot of their countries kind of are about it. But trains are generally better with that shit than planes. Yeah, they are. Like, when I was going on my little train trip up to Seattle, like, I could tell that it's just a way more easier, just chill, relaxed process. There's, like, no fucking security, honestly. I'm honestly kind of surprised with that. You'd figure there'd be, like, a little, like, quick checkup, but I guess there wasn't. Shit made me laugh. What's this? I don't know why it just did not pull up on the actual app itself. Is it weird how we live longer, man? Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so you hang on those magnets, and the magnets should pull your metal chute upwards. Thus, ergo, in conclusion, you may fly. Cut! Damn.
It's insane.
In 2020, George Floyd, a black man who resisted arrest and was held under the knee of a police officer.
What? Wait, what the fuck? Where did they just throw that in here?
It's like, why would the kids know what...
Very thankful for their life in LA. Then, in May...
Yeah, they assumed the children...
Then in May... Oh, so that's where the... Okay, wait.
Floyd, a black man who resisted arrest and was held under the knee of a police officer.
And he did not resist arrest. Oh my god, that frame of Hassan, bro. Oh my god, I shouldn't be laughing just considering what I'm responding about, but oh my god, his fucking face. I mean, oh my god, he didn't fucking resist. Like, holy shit. Like, the dude, like, fucking basically went for a panic attack at a certain point once he was, like, shoved in the fucking vehicle. Then they threw him back out and choked him to death. George Floyd's fault. Cartels exist. Prager, you. I mean, by hell do you mean it had all the cops' weight put on his neck? Yeah. I'm honestly surprised it didn't fucking snap his neck.
A black man who resisted arrest? Yo! Yo!
Bro,
they are so unhinged, brother.
Died while in custody.
Well, I mean, anyone with a brain cell could have told you that.
They make it seem like George Floyd just perished on his own. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, he just died because of his own, malfeasance, because he was, had supposedly a counterfeit 20. Which, how the fuck is he supposed to know that? Like, how in the fuck is someone supposed to know if they may or may not have a counterfeit? Like, I mean, honestly. Like, I mean, it's like, cause, like, I mean, what is he, like, literally got, like, some counterfeit money machine or some shit going on? And he's just got 20s, at the wazoo? Like, bull fuck, dude. I mean, obviously that wasn't the narrative they went with anyway. They went with like, oh yeah, like fentanyl or something in his brain, in his fucking system or some shit. But talk about 12 on crime. It was egregious that he actually got convicted of serving hard time. I wish it was in fucking, General Pop. I wish it was in Gen Pop, dude, because you know how quickly he would be fucking shivved? Man. I'm like, because when they put him in prison, they made sure he wasn't in Gen Pop. And honestly, that's like one of the biggest misfortunes of his sentence. Because the motherfucker really should be in there. Because he wouldn't last a fucking second. You better eat it fucking... It's a good pork sirloin. It's bacon real quick.
God.
Although this happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, fiery protests and riots erupted in cities all around the United States.
At least it didn't just say riots. Protests and riots. A little emphasis on the riot part, but you know what? I guess they decided to water down the whole, that whole, scenario that happened with all that shit. I guess they kind of narrowed it and watered it down to basically, like, protests and riots. Emphasize the riot part, but yeah, I guess they can't deny the fact there were just peaceful protests. In fact, the majority of them were. The majority of the George Floyd protests, were protests that were peaceful. And a lot of the rioting and a lot of the violence that, happened initially started because of the fucking cops. Like, there were, a lot that were, especially right off the bat, like, at first, that were started naturally and by the people and shit. But after a certain point, that was predominantly done by the fucking pigs. Like, in Portland, especially, like, I was there for a good chunk of that shit. And whenever a fucking riot kicked off, guess who fucking started that? It was the fucking cops. They're the ones who started that shit. Not the people protesting. When the cops decided they had enough of our fucking shenanigans just being out there fucking, yelling bullshit at them, playing music or whatever the fuck, standing out in the middle of the road, they would fucking, do fucking bull runs and bull rushes at us and fucking, like, charge at us and shit. Either that or start fucking, throwing tear gas or whatever the fuck. They didn't give a shit. I remember all the different times those motherfuckers, out of nowhere would just, crawl out of their fucking holes and start charging us for fucking neighborhoods. Like, all for Portland. And they did that purposely, too, just so they can antagonize the community, too. You know, those cops did it so they could try to get the community and the neighborhoods and the people that lived in them in the area, against the protesters, which most of them didn't. In fact, a lot of the people in those neighborhoods actually would give shelter to a lot of protesters so they wouldn't get arrested or fucking caught or anything. I remember very distinctly, like, a good chunk of people, in different neighborhoods would be like, hey, hang out in my backyard for a minute. And like 5 or 10 protesters will go shuffle themselves in their backyard for a second and just like hang out there for a while. I mean, like, so, like, that shit happens, like, a lot. Like, and so, like, I remember that distinctly. Like, as like a good chunk of us will be, running for these neighborhoods. Like, a lot of, people in that neighborhood will, obviously see and hear the commotion and be like, oh shit. And obviously don't want to see them get arrested or hurt, so, they'll give them shelter and let them hang out in their house for a little bit, because they know the cops can't just fucking wander on their property. They need a warrant to do that. So, it's kind of a cop-out, like, because cops can't do shit. So, and they can't even walk on their fucking lawns or anything, so a lot of protesters will even, frankly, kind of take advantage and, use their front yards, too. And, again, a lot of people back then didn't really give that much of a shit. They understood. Not everybody, but like I said, a good chunk of people did. In fact, a lot of people got pissed off at cops specifically because they kept just throwing tear gas and fucking smoke grenades everywhere and shit. Cop out. Yeah, no pun intended. But, yeah. I mean, and honestly, there were definitely a lot of, elements and certain people out there that didn't like to protest and shit. I remember a few times where, there's like, at the ICE building, there was a few people over there that were not really fond of the protesters and shit. And, I mean, at least in, like, North Portland, where a lot of those, like, bull rushes and charges in those neighborhoods happens, like, out in that area, like, most people over there are a lot more in solidarity and shit. The homeowner who was complaining about tear gas got sucker punched by a pig. Yeah, there was literally a homeowner who was, like, yelling at cops, like, hey, your fucking, tear gas is getting into my house and it's fucking, impacting all of us. Like, what the fuck? And, yeah, he got punched in the face. Which shows how much those fucking cops give a fuck about the average people. Like, because the whole offensive idea is that, like, oh, if, these cops are here, driving these protesters out to protect and, keep the peace in the community, then what the fuck are they doing sucker punching the fucking homeowner that they're supposedly trying to protect? Oh, that's right. They don't give a fuck about them. They give a fuck about capital and the property of capital. They don't give a shit about, the average person or their property. They don't give a fuck about any of that shit. In fact, they see that kind of as a liability because the actual fucking capital that could own that shit doesn't. And that's a liability to them. South Park is more bougie, that's why. Yeah, it is. And at the same time, if you look, even just for like 2 seconds, like, there's a lot of different homeless people that have a lot of camps just right underneath them. Quite literally, too. And it pisses me off, dude. That South Waterfront area just really makes me angry, honestly, sometimes. So fucking bougie, and yet when you, like, look just, basically just below all that shit, it's just like you got all these fucking people that probably, once upon a time used to live in those areas. Used to live in that area and shit. But not anymore. Wait, what am I doing? Watching this, we're getting back in this now.
Claimed that the police were targeting the black community and purposefully killing unarmed black men.
Wait, what? Because they are. They literally are, motherfucker. Like, what are you talking about?
That's a lie.
As the false claims of racial targeting spread, so...
Oh my god. Okay, I can't keep pausing this.
Oh my god, did you say that? This is so funny.
Okay, the way he said that, though. Yeah, they just said that. Yeah.
Most people respond
False fucking claims, dude. There's like just data that backs up, and in fact they use it to misconstrue it as like, you know, that's just how they are or whatever the fuck. The whole 1350 meme or whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, that's not meant to be like a good thing in any metric, obviously. That's meant, you know, because if anything, that's a highlight of the systemic racism and shit, and the racial targeting that is actually happening. Like, what the fuck?
The shit that they learn in school because it's otherwise boring. So I feel like this will have the effect of Catholic school on children. For every one child that you brainwash with this, I think you're gonna make like 12 communists out of this. You know what I mean?
I mean, considering that like most of these kids and Zoomies, you know, have access to smartphones and shit like that. I mean, and also, I mean, like a lot of them tend to be exposed to somewhat relatively progressive type of shit anyway. I mean, yeah, this is, I kind of feel like this actually will, funny enough, kind of backfire on, you know, Florida when it comes to the youth a little bit. I mean, because I even remember in, like, high school and, like, middle school, like, you know, kids, you know, to a certain extent kind of challenging, you know, the general, like, you know, like, norm of, like, their standardized, you know, education I was, you know, given and shit. Because, you know, they at least knew a little bit extra, I guess, you know, when it comes to like what they were taught about that type of thing, at least, you know, ahead of time. But I mean, you know, whether they were right or wrong on that, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of irrelevant. But like the fact that, like, I mean, like there would definitely be kids that will look at this and be like, I think this is bullshit. I think, you know, is going to be more likely than not. Because I mean, honestly, if there's at least one thing I do generally have hope for, it's the fucking youth, dude. Like, I mean, because, like, a lot of these different, you know, protests or different things when it comes to, like, you know, trans rights or climate change or, I mean, really, I mean, honestly, fucking name it, really, at this point. Like, there's a good predominant chunk of, like, those type of movements and stuff that are backed by the youth, which includes high schoolers and, you know, to at least a certain extent. Maybe middle schoolers to a far lesser extent, but, I mean, still, like, I mean, it's something that, you know, you're, like, you can actually fucking see. And is generally happening, and I think is like something that is, at least for me, is something to like actually like, you know, like grapple for hope for, because like the youth really are like kind of like, you know, whooping ass a little bit when it comes to like, you know, actually being on the right take about a lot of things. Like we were watching a Walter Masterson video a few streams back, probably, I don't know, like a week ago maybe. And, like, and it was, like, him trolling those, like, Moms for Liberty dorks that, you know, are trying to, like, go at that, church doing that little drag event or trans event or whatever the fuck it was. I forgot all his details to it. But, like, I mean, half of the video was him talking to, you know, the kids and shit. And, I mean, it's like, goddamn, they're, like, the fact that there's, you know, kids out there that just are pretty much on the ball when it comes to things politically at, like, 16, 17 years old and shit, it's like, god damn, it makes me, you know, think that, like, I was a late bloomer with my politics, like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't really truly get into politics until about 18 or 19, and these kids are fucking doing that at, like, 15 years old. It's like, holy shit. It's like, damn. I mean, so, I mean, it's like, if there is at least some optimism and hope for the future, it is with the youth right now. Because, like, I mean, the octogenarian system is, I mean, if there is at least, you know, a silver line with it, it ain't going to last forever. And a lot of the youth are going to be able to rattle the boat enough, you know, when that eventually starts happening and that, you know, kind of vacuum starts to form. Like, they're going to be the ones who are going to definitely make some waves. I mean, we already are starting to slowly but surely kind of see that already. I mean, at the same time, I mean, that also means to kind of be privy and be aware that there are also going to be elements of the system itself that are going to try to neuter that energy and shit. I mean, we see that with some of the squad. I mean, hell, we've seen that with, like, even, you know, in times past with, like, the Tea Party movement, and at least to a certain extent with, like, the Republicans even now. But to be fair, I mean, even the old guard Republicans are kind of at least aligned enough with the far right to where, honestly, they're kind of negligible, and it really don't fucking matter if they're asses. But, I mean, nonetheless, it's like, I mean, you kind of see that type of shit, where, the system will try to neuter and try to kind of like, not really downplay, but at least try to kind of like downgrade, a lot of that, radical energy that, tends to come from the more extreme sides of the duopoly system. Because to them, that, rocks the boat too much, and that's not good for the maximization of capital. If you rock the boat too much, that adds a little too many unpredictable variables that could potentially be a risk to your maximization of profit, and you can't have that. Technically, this specific video will be banned in Florida for discussing immigration and the 2020 process if they're following the letter of the law. Oh, yeah, it probably would. Which, I bet you there would probably be a parent or some student out there that would challenge that. Like in Utah when they, it's like, it's intentionally, but like, abandoned the Bible because of their fucking law, and then the governor tried to like amend it, be like, oh no, the Bible's an exception, bitch.
The only cop that Mateo knows personally is his middle school's resource officer, Officer Suarez. Tall and smiling, Officer Suarez has a high five, a handshake, or a fist bump for each student as he walks down the...
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god. Okay, so you have like an exception of the rule trope. You know what? Like the school resource officer, was like some old white guy that was bald and had like a little scruffy beard. And he literally was shape of a fucking literal ball. I'm not even kidding. And he was pretty chill. I mean, but you know what? Does that mean that like, all cops are good or somehow, or somehow that exception makes the rule? Like, no, it doesn't. In fact, I'm pretty sure that old dude is no longer a cop anymore. I mean, the guy was pretty old, when I was a fucking kid, so I'm pretty sure that dude's probably retired at this point.
Are famously friendly to children. Again, this is written by a person who's like never been at an American school, it seems. And I haven't either, but at least I fucking know, given the data, that it's not like these guys, you can't make these guys look good in the eyes of the children.
Wait, hold on. I don't want that 360 bullshit. Let's do at least a little 40. 40 will at least make it readable. There we go. Black students' arrest rates are 7.4 times higher in schools of assigned law enforcement than in schools without. And law enforcement referral rates are 4.7 times higher. I imagine, honestly, even for my school at the time, it probably wouldn't be too much different. Latino students' arrest rates are 6.9 times higher. 69. In schools with assigned law enforcement, schools without, and the referral rates are 4.4 times higher. Students with disabilities arrest rates are 4.6 times higher in schools with law enforcement, and the referral rates are 4.8 times higher. So even people like me, woo! Which honestly, I'm not fucking surprised at all when they get that data. This is from the ACLU. But, at least that's what it says up there. Yep. At least the 7 California chapter of them, from looks like. But, I mean, honestly, it's just like, considering, like, at least, for elementary school and middle school, I mean, there definitely, was, at least especially for middle school, mainly 7th grade, definitely more interactions with law enforcement that I really care to fucking give a shit about. And honestly, in some cases, they kind of looked at me as like the fucking problem. Even though I was just kind of reacting more towards bullies and shit, more so to their bullshit more than anything else. It's like they would talk to them too, but they kind of be like, you can't be like, it's like, well, fuck you. Shouldn't you be like, punishing these motherfuckers instead of looking at me as like a problem? Bitch. It's like, don't be a fucking little piglet, but, I was a little naive little child then. But it definitely kind of helps cement my ACAB mentality, because after that, I definitely was, more like, fuck cops since. For good reason, though. I just didn't really truly know it yet.
Guys, you can't make these guys look good in the eyes of the children that are going to school. Who could ever hate a school resource officer? Yeah, literally. Oh man, that's crazy. Jeremy Sanford is a school resource officer but treats kids like this. Lafayette, LA Police Department, Louisiana has a long history of excessive force towards black people, including fatally shooting Trey Pellerin, and now this, unacceptable. You know, just fun times with the school.
You know, just typical resource officer things. You know, just typical, like, stuff that, you know, like, a casual cop will do to a child, you know?
First officer is he brutalizes you and arrests you and puts you in the fucking system forcibly.
Welcome to Canada. Like
oh god,
many countries, Canada has a universal government-run healthcare system.
And
this means that Canadians have fewer options.
Wait, whoa, hold up. Who's this, like, Genghis Khan Mongolian looking motherfucker? What? Dude, who the fuck? What the hell? Oh my god, dude. We got like some Genghis Khan looking motherfucker, dude. Like, what the hell? What is he wearing? Why is he wearing like the tightest of fucking jeans, dude? Why? Like, what the fuck? What is going on?
For treatment, and longer for medical care than people in other advanced countries. Instead of paying each time to see their doctor, all Canadians pay high taxes to fund the whole system.
I guarantee you that that is not entirely true. I guarantee you that Canadians probably pay different types of taxes for this type of shit.
They've been convinced
Not
that
true.
it's better that way. But is that really?
Convinced? Yeah, because it literally is, you fucking cunt.
This is Marcel. He lives in Toronto with
Listen up, kids. Sharing is not caring. Your mom went into bankruptcy due to not being able to pay for her chemotherapy, and that's a good thing.
his parents.
It's such a good thing that, like, those fuck Canadians, don't realize that, like, they just have it so bad. Yeah. They just realize that they have it so bad with their universal healthcare because that's just, like, evil dogmatic socialism. We already pay high taxes. I mean, no shit. I mean, it's like, we already pay ridiculously fucking taxes and none of it basically goes into healthcare at all, so we end up getting fucked for it. Because, that is such a better system.
And Fran. Marcel's grandpa Henri, who died when Marcel was very young, also spent his life in Canada.
Wait, what the fuck? Why is it... Whoa, dudes. Was he Saddam or something? What the fuck? And wait, if he fought in, like, World War I or something, why is there a fucking, like, jet in the background? What the fuck?
After serving in the Canadian...
Is Marcel's grandfather Saddam Hussein?
Dude, he looks like Saddam Hussein, bro! What the fuck? Marcel is secretly related to Saddam Hussein.
This is Marcel's grandfather. His
Saddam
name
Hussein.
is Saddam Hussein. A misunderstood boss.
Canadian Army during World War II. Henri worked as a construction site manager and raised two sons, Alain and Marcel's uncle Jacques. After Henri's death, Jacques moved to the United States, where he works in the biomedical industry. Marcel wonders why his dad and uncle don't talk very much. Recently, his mom explained that they started arguing after Grandpa Henri died from stomach cancer. Jacques thinks that if Henri had traveled to the United States to see a specialist and have surgery instead of waiting in Canada, he would
That's so funny.
Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? So pay a shitload of money, as an international citizen even, to fucking, like, get healthcare here because, that would have saved his life, but bankrupted his ass, instead of just, like, go for the Canadian healthcare system, which he, by the way, probably still would have died anyway. So, like, what? Oh my fucking god. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Dude, yeah, because wait times are never a thing here, dude. There's, like, insane fucking wait times, bro. Like, when Harlow was in hospital, when he fucking broke his leg, he was talking about, like, a dude who had, like, a fucking knife in his shoulder, who was waiting there for, like, fucking 4 hours. It's like, oh yeah, knife in his shoulder, slowly but surely bleeding out. Oh yeah, let's wait like 4+ fucking hours, for some treatment. Because that's definitely not an emergency that needs to be stitched up or anything. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, Jesus Christ.
That's the smart one of the family went to America. That's insane.
Alive. He thinks America's privatized healthcare system is much better than Canada's universal one.
Oh my fucking god, it literally isn't. It literally isn't.
But Alain disagrees, and the brothers have many arguments.
Yeah, because Alain probably is like the one who actually has a fucking brain.
Marcel isn't sure why Uncle Jacques doesn't like universal healthcare. What's wrong with a government-run system that treats everyone for free?
Nothing. Like, I mean, look, I'm sure there are some things that could probably be wrong with that. But, like, at least as a base foundational level, nothing.
Marcel knows his family pays a lot in taxes, but that's normal in Canada.
Like this fucking kid, like, understands, like, what taxes are and, like, gives a fuck about any of that? Wait, what's this calendar? A dental. Ice hockey. Oh, wait, what? Watch PragerU at, like, 10:30 in the morning? Oh, dude, wait, that's on their fucking schedule, on their calendar book? It's like, yes, let's watch some PragerU. Yes, we shall watch this on Monday before I go to work. No, dude, are you kidding me? Oh my god, this is so rote, dude. Actually, now that I'm starting to remember, wasn't this specific video, like, on the gauntlet? Because I'm starting to have fucking flashbacks, dude. Oh god.
What's wrong with waiting weeks or months when you need to see a doctor? That's...
You do that in America! That's what happens here! You have to wait weeks or months to see a fucking doctor. I was making a joke about my bum-ass knee over that shit.
Well, too.
That they're going to try to use personal anecdotes without zero data for education. That basically is PragerU in a nutshell. They always use anecdotal bullshit. Oh my god, oh my god, I cannot. Please tell me this is not the only fucking video. Oh my god, it is. Wait, what the fuck? What's going on here?
Not one.
I mean, it's like, there's not really much to say besides just, like, you know, how, like, they're just fucking wrong, so, I don't know. What were the little tactic kids you're looking at over here?
Sectors. So what did they do? They worked with the American government. Oil industry
government, yep, that's right.
Is a bit crazy. I mean, dude, Chavez was fucking loved. That's not like a controversial thing to say in normal circumstances. He was a profoundly charismatic individual.
Chavez? Wait, what? Hugo Chavez?
Some respects, his charisma...
It's not even anecdotes so much as flat out lying. I mean, yeah, it's not even personal anecdotes. Yeah, you're right. It's just, like, straight fucking lying.
His power as a singular being has contributed to the downfall of Venezuela because there was not enough...
Okay, let's talk about Hugo Chavez.
Active leadership roles outside of people loving Chavez. Chavistas and their love for Chavez is what got Maduro also elected originally. You know what the funniest part about the Venezuelan situation is? If America or the CIA was like a little bit fucking better at what they're doing, they probably wouldn't have put Juan Guaido as the person who only had limited amount of constitutional power to basically take over the country for an interim period. And instead, they would have fucking propped up like a better alternative. But they didn't, and Guaido is all they had. So it was the laughingstock of the international community. So
and also, he was literally just like a blatant, obvious fucking CIA puppet. Like, I mean, he didn't, like, the dude was such a, like, he literally basically did kind of like a Trump thing, where it's like, I'm actually the president, I'm actually, you know, in power. You know, and he tried to do that on the international scale for like a week, and no one took him seriously. Like, nobody. He was just like an obvious fucking Americanized fucking CIA puppet, and no one took him seriously, and we're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. We don't give a shit about you. like, he was so pathetic.
Fucking prop up someone against like a charismatic...
I actually kind of forgot he existed, frankly.
Counter to Maduro, when a lot of people understandably consider Maduro to be not great. So basically the downfall of Venezuela is due to CEOs, coups being launched and try to interrupt social democracy policies and leadership into power, trying to learn more history. Thanks. I mean, that's part of it. The other part of it is that their failure...
This is something extremely specific that would require a manual claim visit. No Canadians will want to pay their health care. Yeah. None of them would.
Diversify their overarching.
They would definitely stay over there
their
and
portfolio, their
enjoy their
agricultural production, for example, given the constraints that they had, because they were still a social democracy, is what led to their economic downfall. Ultimately, they were hyper dependent on oil. That is easy to manipulate and eviscerate. The difference between, you're saying same thing that's happening in Saudi Arabia, except the difference is Saudi Arabia is America's ally, so it was allowed to develop. It was allowed to develop in a way where they didn't give a shit that it was like a fucking theocratic monarchy. The Saud family, like the House of Saud and the current Saudi government, is an American project. That is the difference ultimately. They were like, all right, yeah, this is your resources, we'll
I mean, pretty much is. I mean, it's why they're able to get away with so much of the fucking shit that they're able to do. I mean, and that, and also, like, I mean, I kind of find it amusing of the idea of that they're just allowed to develop, because honestly, a lot of their developments are just literal billionaire boondoggles. Like, they're trying to build, like, or at least, you know, pitch this fucking, like, what is it, like, dozens of miles? It's, like, meant to be, like, a 20-plus mile or, like, 100-something mile fucking long, like, half a mile wide fucking, like, city or some shit. And it's meant to be, like, it's like, pitched as, like, the most, like, efficient city, and, it, like, the outside of it was, like, the walls of the, like, on the exterior were meant to be literal mirrors. Because, you know, that's not going to cook or kill, like, anything that happens to be, you know, having the sun reflect off of it. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Like, it's meant to be, like, this multi-billion fucking boondoggle, and I guarantee it's just a bunch of rich Saudi fucking cocksuckers that are just, you know, doing it just so they can, like, get a bunch of fucking, you know, extra money in their coffers. They ain't actually gonna fucking do it. And if they do, they're gonna probably do, like, 2 miles worth of it and just call it good.
It will get, you know, we'll make some money on the refinery side, but it's your resource overall as long as you let us fucking, you know, control as much as possible. Saudi's diversifying in a lot of major ways like real estate and tech. Yeah, they're doing it now. I'm talking about the last fucking 50 years of Saudi development that hyper-focused on oil because they were allowed to survive as like the main purveyors, the main fucking cheap refined oil deliverers for the planet because America...
Which, it would be such a shame if that just never happened.
Allow them to exist that way. Don't ever let anybody tell you that Chavez wasn't fucking popular. A coup happened in Venezuela. Chavez was briefly taken out of power. The Chamber of Commerce's president at the time, who was some fucking like rich dude, was immediately chosen as the interim president. Literally 3 hours after that happened, the United States of American State Department came out with a statement saying, we recognize the new government of Venezuela. How did that happen? How did that fucking happen? And guess what? They didn't kill him. And that was really stupid of them because the public went fucking crazy. Venezuelan people were storming the streets. They rioted, so much so that Chavez was reinstituted into position of power. Don't ever fucking let anybody tell you that Hugo Chavez was not a popular person.
TV outside Venezuela, even when Western reporters would ask him stupid questions. So the streets will never forget the time Hugo Chavez called out Fox News when he was in New York for a UN meeting.
Where do you come from?
I work for Fox News.
But Fox News.
This is funny.
Fox.
Me río del Fox News.
I love when I see people from.
¿Sabe cómo lo llamó Champagne?
Champagne. You know how Champagne. The stupid people from Fox News.
Here's the Fox. Just fucking called him out right in front of him. I love it. I like that look at you and gets like, oh, Fox. Ooh, like he was thinking about it for a second. It's like, it's like, oh, I see what's happening here.
Chavez is a massive lib, though. Pedro Carmona, April 2002. The early part of 2002 saw mass protests and a general strike by the opponents of Hugo Chavez. On April 11, 2002, following clash between supporters and opponents of Chavez, Lucas Rincon, commander-in-chief of the Venezuelan Armed Forces, announced in a nationwide broadcast that Chavez had tendered his resignation from the presidency. While Chavez was brought to a military base and held there, military leaders appointed Carmona as the transitional president of Venezuela. In the face of crowds of Chavez supporters taking to the streets and under pressure for some military quarters, Chavez was restored to office. During Carmona's 36-hour powers of government, military officers held Chavez and attempted to force his exile. Additionally, security forces conducted raids without warrants and took some Chavez supporters into custody illegally, including National Assembly Deputy Tarek William Saab, a member of the Chavez-aligned MBR, who was taken into protective custody by security forces after a large crowd had gathered around his home, threatening him and his family. Ultimately, people say this about Castro as well. People try to say this about Che Guevara. People say this about any kind of like leftist movement that has been relatively successful, even for a short period of time. They always look to...
Dude, I kind of remember talking about that with Cuba with my dad a little bit. Because it's just like... He was thinking, it's like, oh, yeah, Cuba was, like, Castro's just a dictator and this and that and just shitty and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like... And I had to continue to emphasize, which apparently did not get through his fucking goddamn thick-ass fucking skull. I'm just like, hey, bruh, the reason why a lot of that was the case is because America had a fucking anti-communist stick up its ass and, thought Castro was, like, one of the goddamn... evil devils of the fucking world at the time. So, I wonder what led to a lot of different conditions, that, led to, Cuba's circumstance. It's like, I mean, because also, like, I mean, when it came to Castro, I mean, he wasn't, like, some sort of just, like, insane, crazy dictator. I mean, to some extent, the people did kind of at least, like him to a degree. I mean, he was authoritarian. I mean, I ain't gonna deny that. What it says? Bezos can't become a trillionaire if he gets eaten by a whale. Bezos can't become a trillionaire. Well, what if he gets eaten by a llama? I'm sorry, that's not my area of expertise. Oh, what the fuck? Dude, what is this gay fucking ass, like, NFT fucking, like, bullshit, dude? Hey, what are you doing? Get over here. Alright, you're getting on my lap. Get on my lap. Get over here. Hey. No. Hey. Oh, dude. What is your fucking deal? You're knocking everything over, bro. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Can you chill out? Ugh. Fucking hell. Dude. Miguel Aya, a vibrant courtship display of a male peacock spider. Whoa. That's pretty cool. And also very loud. Oh, doing some little crazy dances. That's pretty cool. Has like a crazy little eye. Hey. You're being kind of a dick, bro. You know that? You're being kind of a dick. Wait, hold on. Fucking. Well, okay. Alright. That didn't work as well as I thought. You goof. Look at you. There you go. That's the thinking cap. This is a big old thinking cap. Oh, look at you. You're a dick. Look at you. Big fucking ball. What is up with you? Knock a shit over, fucking all this other bullshit. Like, what the hell? What's up with you? What, is there something up there? You goofball? Just staring into oblivion, is that what's happening? Oh my fucking god, good lord, look at you. Little fucking little bubble. Big ball. Oof. Oh! Oh, why'd you do that? Oh, you just kicked me in the fucking gut. I'm giving you scritches, you shit. Ow! What the fuck? Man, what a... Oh, God, that did not feel good. Let's say a singular nut. Like, I can easily just fuck you up right now. You just flick it. I could just straight flick that little bastard right now, and you would... Actually, that's a really bad idea, because you would just obliterate me with his feet. And he actually probably would actually attack me at that point. So Cavo eats, ignores, and then runs off consensually to have sexual relations with the neighbor. What? But what are you doing? Oh my fucking god! What is this? What? Oh. Damn. Man, you're heavy. Goof. So 14 hours, no days off, not even counting driving to work, sleeping. Is this even possible? It's not flexed at all. What we got? If you work less than 100 hours a week, lower your tone when talking to me. You sound like a fucking slave. Like, I mean, why would you do that to yourself?
You work 100 plus hours a week. My brother, I don't think you got time to talk about a tone. You got bigger fish to fry. And not enough time to fry it. That's tough, bro. I'd rather have them soft hands. But I got freedom.
Damn right. Like, the guy basically has, like, no life to himself. I never believe the stories. Yeah, because I guarantee you that guy is not doing that. He's probably maybe doing, like, at most, like, maybe, like, 60-hour a week, you know, type of, you know, weeks. If that. Well, you're the one being in a big old ball. Look at you. Oh my god, you lazy bitch. Look at your ass. Look at his little furry little ass. Look at you. Oh my god. Wow. What? What's up? What's up, bish? Eat. See something on your nose. Let me snag it. Did I even grab it? I can't even tell. Oh, I did. I got it. I got the thing that was on your nose. You fucking lazy boy, furniture and appliance. Oh my god. Ugh. Well, it looks like he's just gotten beheaded. He has no head. Oh my god, this lazy bastard. Which is 60 still way too much? Oh yeah, that is still way too fucking much. There was a guy who worked every single day. He could only get 8 hours a week. What the fuck? Dude's still hella weird and technically homeless because he's too stubborn to rent an apartment. Wants to buy a house in cash. Dude, that's never gonna happen. That will literally never happen. He's fucking delusional. That dude is straight fucking delusional, bro. You little slush. Oh well, he's over halfway there. As inflation continues to rise and housing market prices continue to rise, I don't know, bro. I mean, maybe if it pops. You're a little worm, you know that? Worm. Big old worm. He's delusional, though. He's really cringe. Medical takes also. Let me guess, anti-vaxxer? Oh my god. Look at you. Aww. He's wrapping his little hands all around. He's wrapping his little feet all around me. You're not even asleep and you're snoring already, bro. Oh my fucking god. They'll work made him get a COVID vaccine. Well, at least that's good. Oh, what a little bite. You little munchkin. Okay, I guess this is fine. If you're willing to get a loan, you would have a damn house already, but he's like morally opposed to debt or some shit. Well, at least I can agree with that. He would get a great deal because he would be paying $20,000 down. Well, yeah, like he would definitely get a good deal out of it for sure. Especially if he's already like saving up a shitload of it. You fucking little goof. You're a goof. Oh my good lord. It's been saving for a long ass time. Well, if he's technically homeless, then where the fuck is he hiding the money? Or saving it up at? I mean, damn. This guy like a secret mattress just full of just hundreds? He's painting a picture to the extreme except with food. Damn. You're just a good boy, yes he is. I can feel his little feet tensing up. Oh, a little boy. He has to have some kind of account because my company does the direct deposit. Yeah, so he probably does have a credit union. Maybe on point then. How's this dog not care? Why do you not give a shit? Oh, he's knocked the fuck out from that. Oh my god. I think he listens carbon 100% sure. Try not to talk to him. About not work really so because he has a lot of cringe takes. Oof. Oh my god. Are you passing the fuck out? I think it's gonna go sleep like this. Oh my god. You goof. There's a lot of characters to work nights. It sounds like it. It sounds like you're probably the most normal person who does work the nights. Alright, you little good boy. I'll let you down. Alright. There you go. You big stretchy malarkey boy. Me. Stretchy malarkey boy. Stretchy, 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 stretch, 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 stretch. Little goof. What's up, baby? What? Want back on the lap? Okay, I guess not. Speaking of sleep, Lamau. Speaking of sleep, Lamau. Now this Gen X dude is annoying but normal, and an older millennial is also normal and not annoying. Okay, so at least there's, you know, not as many annoying people. Here. Where's this? According to me. What's this? Oh, Jesus Christ, send me spam. Spam me some memes. What we got here? What's this? This is great. I mean, we're learning valuable skills. Maybe someday we can have our very own pyramid. If only. Wait, what's this other thing? This is 33-year-old bat. Wait, is the bat so old that he can't really fly anymore? Oh, it's adorable. What's this, shrimp?
The world's first salmon wrapped shrimp.
Salmon wrap?
A thin piece of salmon and hugging it around some tiger shrimp. Throw them on your smoker or oven at 180 for an hour. And while they smoke, mix in butter, a poop of dill paste, and some roasted garlic. Melt it down and paint them on your smoky shrimp. Turn up to 225 and let them smoke for another 20 minutes. And that's how I made...
Oh my god. That is... Oh. Needs sushi, that shit. Oh, dude, that needs to be some sushi, too. Dude, imagine if that was, like, a part of a broader sushi dish. Like, it had that, and then you had some sushi with it. Like, some salmon and shrimp. With that. Oh, my God. Oh. Can I just say yes? Just, like, sushi, that, and everything in between. Can I just say yes to just all of it? Because, goddamn. That bat looked delicious. A McTire piece. Alright, man. You have a good one, Rip. No, you don't want a super COVID. Yeah, and I'm also not Ozzy Osbourne either. I'm not exactly keen on the idea of eating a bat. Or at least the head of a bat. Honestly, I'm definitely feeling like I really want to put myself in a food coma, though. Because, holy shit. That does sound pretty good, though. Hey, little bump munch. What's up? I swear to God, if you start assaulting shit again later, I'm not gonna be happy. Got my eyeball on him. Little jerk. Sweet little goofball. What if you did after the other fish? What, eat the head off a fish? Oh wait, oh, you mean like the shrimp thing? Oh my God, my brain, whatever. I mean, I can see it working. I feel like salmon would probably work the best, but I don't see why that wouldn't work for any other fish, to be honest. Like marlin or wrapping the soup. Well, yeah, I know. Like, I know now what you meant now. But, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I guess that's an alternative to salmon. I mean, I'm assuming, you know, other fish would be able to work. I don't see why not. Squid shrimp. Ooh. Squid wrapped around a shrimp. Lobster shrimp. Ooh. That wouldn't really work as well, though. You would have to have, like, a lobster tail, like, with shrimp in it. Like, get a lobster tail and have, like, shrimp, like, you know, be on the inside of it. Or something like that. That you will have to kind of get a little creative with. You have to figure something out with that one, I feel like, but... Stop making me so fucking hungry. I don't have any of this, and I really want to eat this now. I so badly want seafood. I want, like, fucking salmon, you know, some shrimp. I want some squid, dude. I want some dude, you're making me fucking goddamn hungry, dude. What if you wrap shrimp in another shrimp, mating shrimp? Wouldn't it just be like, you know, those little shrimp girls, but you just kind of, like, link them like chains? Octa shrimp. The octa shrimp. Stop making me so hungry for shrimp. I don't have any shrimp. Cocaine shrimp! Cocaine shrimp, dude! You know what? Actually, funny enough, you reminded me. There is, like, cocaine shark off the coast of Florida because, like, sometimes these cartels will, like, have law enforcement tail them on their boats and shit. They'll dump coke in the ocean, and there's been sharks that have straight up like, eaten this coke. And have done random behavior that is not normal to sharks. So, like, unironically, like, there's cocaine shark. We actually do have, like, a cocaine animal. It's cocaine shark, dude. It's just like, fuck yeah, bro. It's like, I knew we would at least have a cocaine something. We have cocaine shark. Now there just needs to be a movie, dude. Now we got cocaine bear, there needs to be cocaine shark. And then after that, we need to find something else. Cocaine wolf. Cocaine rhino, dude. Like some African warlords just smuggling some coke and a rhino gets a hold of it. Cocaine elephant. Oh, dude, a bull elephant, you know, gets his hand on some coke and just, like, obliterates the fuck out of a bunch of poachers, you know, trying to, you know, kill the bull for his tusks. Bruh. That would be a fucking epic movie. Plus, there would be a little bit of commentary with it, too. Wee Donkey. That also needs to be a movie, dude. I would love to watch Wee Donkey. Void Gorilla. Void Gorilla. Fucking Ecstasy Sloth. Acid Sloth. Fucking, Mushroom Capybara. Shrimibara. We can make it work. Just random schlock comedy movies, you know, that are also kind of like in part horror movies, you know. Well, not all of them will work as horror movies. We Donkey and, like, Shroomy Bara would, not be horror movies. So those would just be straight comedy movies. But at least, for like Roid Gorilla, like Cocaine Shark, fucking, all these other ones, yeah. Meth Squirrel. Because we do at least have a meth squirrel, because there's like, of course, a Florida man that tried to have it a personal attack squirrel. A personal attack squirrel hyped up on fucking meth. LSD jellyfish. LSD jellyfish, dude. Oh my god. I feel like the jellyfish would just, like, still be a jellyfish. But just, like, be more enlightened and be able to, like, telepathically with its little stingers, enlighten you. The enlightenment jellyfish, dude. It's like you still have to deal with the fucking neurotoxins and shit, but at least you get enlightened with its LSD, interdimensional abilities. So, there is at least that. Will that kind of imply that the ocean is kind of full of LSD, though? And that means that if we just drank, like, a cup of ocean water, we'd probably be very dehydrated, but at least tripping on LSD. I'd be okay with that. I think I could kind of vibe with that. What are they getting into? You little scritchy boy. Little scritch scratch. What are you doing? What are you looking at? I always wonder, when he starts staring at something, it makes me a little nervous. Because I don't know if he's going to start assaulting that thing, or attacking it, or chewing on it, or what. Little goofball. Anyway. Honestly, all that food talk was seriously really did make me hungry, though. So, I definitely want to put myself in a food coma. I feel myself some tenders and some, hey! Again with attacking shit. Oh my god. Okay, now this dog is really gonna drive me nuts with this shit again. Yeah, you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Quit giving me the stare. You know, my 4th grade history teacher almost died because of jellyfish. He was swimming in Australia with a school football up near the surface. He had to hold his breath for several minutes and wait for him to move. Oh my god. I mean, that is probably a crazy cool experience, but holy shit, dude, that would probably be... Dude, that would definitely be scary. Whoa. Were they just, like, absorbing sunlight? They all went to the surface just to absorb some sunlight. I would have been screwed. I can't hold my breath for more than half a minute. Dude, I probably would have been fucked, too. Like, I would have probably just tried to, like, slowly, like, twiddle my fucking, like, feet, to just, like, slowly but surely lift myself to the surface or something. But then again, I mean, if you do that, then you're going to be, like, getting stung, at your feet or something. And it's like, fuck. Oh, dude, that is kind of spooky. Like, holy shit. It'd be kind of cool if you're looking at it and you all see it's just these, little jellyfish just all chilling with you. I'm assuming they were probably the boxer jellyfish, though. And those little fuckers are tiny and got, like, long-ass tentacles and are very deadly, so... Yeah. Survival instinct kicking in, I guess. Yeah, probably. Evidently something was kicking in, because, holy shit. I probably would have died. Good little dog. But, anyhow. Got some chicken tenders calling my name. So, I think I'll at least, call it good for a little bit of this evening. But, of course, be back around for tomorrow with a little coffee and all that fun shit. in the usual. So, peace out. Now, of course, I'll be back around for the next one. So, toodaloo, buckaroos. Meh. Oh, what the fuck was it? What the hell is that? Well, that's one way to wrap this up with. Like, Jesus, a random spooky noise. Oh, God. Well, now's the question.